Well, it just seems that a guy who's never had a red card has now just shown red every now and then. I'm talking about Casemiro, who was shown the first year red card for him, like second in the Premier League, but then a straight red, first time ever in his career. And it's surprising considering he has played for a tackle, I'm talking. And it's surprising for a CDM to never have received it in his long, illustrious career as Casemiro. But then the luck is just not going with him. Casemiro, red card, 35-minute, Manchester United down to 10 men. That's how basically most of the game was played. Unless you want to talk about the first 35 minutes where Manchester United was perfectly brilliant. Welcome to another episode of Sports with Monga, and we're talking about what I'm saying is Manchester United scraped a draw against Southampton, who are bottom of the table, but then in a very difficult situation where they have to deal with, and knowing what they've lost again, but not for the Premier League, but for the FA Cup that they will play in the coming week. An amazing week for Manchester United in some ways, losing 7-0 to Liverpool, who lost 1-0 to Bournemouth yesterday. Do check out a video, a match reaction video that I did on that. A Real Betis game in the midweek in Europa that had some confidence raising for Manchester United, I would say, and their fans to kind of believe that they were like they're not in for the title, but then they will be able to make it top four. And seeing some really good performances as well against Real Betis. But then this game against Southampton was pretty much, I would say, it was a game that could have been finished in the first 30 minutes, to be very frank. The chances that Rashford had, Weghorst had, like, I think as a striker, you just have to always anticipate the ball will come. Like, how can you just let go of and then hope the defender gets it? Like, how is that your hope when you're a striker? You always have to be prepared. Like, what happens if you miss? But yeah, the other things for Southampton is like they're fighting the relegation battle. They're last, and Ruben Selles, who's been appointed the new manager after Nathan Jones was sacked after 95 days earlier this month, and after having dismissed Ralph Hasenhüttl in November. So Southampton basically currently going through a huge crisis of managers and team and playing. And you come to Manchester United. It was at Old Trafford. It was like you play Manchester United, and then you feel that you could have won this game, or you should have, or there was a possibility of you winning this game, but that's not what happened. Manchester United had a draw, and at Old Trafford. I have this wrong. The home and away. I'm sorry, I just kind of realized that. But that's kind of the game. That's how it went. Two changes for Manchester United: Diogo Dalot and Fred on the bench. Coming in, Casemiro, who was then playing with Bruno. Sancho comes in. Wan-Bissaka made his 100th Premier League start for Manchester United. Varane, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Rashford, Anthony, and Weghorst, the known contenders. For Southampton, Salas made a change because of Anthony. Ansley Maitland-Niles got injured, and Kyle Walker-Peters made an appearance to the right back, where Perrault came into the centre four. And the game was set up pretty well, but then there were moments, I'm a little concerned about Garnacho, and then the way that he fell and the injury that he almost, I think, has received, and so I'm a little concerned about that as well. But then overall for United, it ends goalless at Old Trafford. It ended goalless. The referee, I think the refereeing was horrendous. Like, let me just talk about the referee. What? How has Manchester United not got to pay a penalty for like multiple handballs that they had? Horrendous, like, tackles all across, flying all across, and it was frustrating to watch that. was really frustrating. The VAR checks being made so quick. It was so frustrating to watch that. To watch that game as a Manchester United fan. Of course, Casemiro's first half red card challenge on Alcaraz kind of was the turning point where Southampton could now believe. They of course had chances where Theo Walcott runs across, but he could not kind of finish it. Fernando went closest for United when he saw his shot tipped by Bazunu. Was having this best game of his life. Like how did he like that ball bounced right in face in front of him? What a save! That was a beautiful save. But then James Ward-Prowse and Kyle Walker-Peters both rattled the woodwork as well for Southampton to make it a little difficult for Manchester United. But it ended as a draw. It's pretty strange how it ended as a draw, but it did end as a draw. For United, this stalemate keeps them 2 points above fourth place Tottenham in third. And they're 8 points clear of the top four chasing Liverpool. And I think Manchester United do seem to have a high possibility of retaining the top four unless they kind of season unravels from here. Southampton, on the other hand, remain at the bottom, but with 8 other teams within just 5 points. Their battle to avoid relegation is far from over, and that's what I keep continuing about, and that's what I feel. This is too close a relegation battle to call right now. To be very honest, Manchester United sits at 50 points after 26 games. As I said, 2 already ahead of Tottenham, but the game in hand as well. But for Southampton, 22 points from 26 games. And I look at from 16th to 20th, because they're all on 26 games played. It's just a 2-point difference. Leicester on 16th position, 24 points. Southampton, 26 games, 22 points, and 20th. That's kind of, it's very close to call right now. 3 teams in the relegation battle after this game week. And there's a match going on as well. Wolves was playing Newcastle. Newcastle already up after a goal from Isak. But then I think Southampton, Leeds, and Bournemouth are the 3 teams right now in the relegation battle. Very interesting to see how this match kind of turned on its head after Casemiro's red card. I'm a little concerned about his mental well-being because he's a champion of his true right, and he really likes to kind of put his wears his heart on his sleeve. But then he's just been very unfortunate with his tackles and with his red cards right now. You can go back to ask Crystal Palace and how that happened. Like, he just holding a neck and 3-match ban straight up. This is a 1-match ban, I guess, and he's missing against Fulham. Let me know in the comment section what do you think. I'm hoping Garnacho is better and he's not injured. Bruno played a good game. Sancho, I think, looked a little dilly-dally. He didn't score. He didn't kind of pose a threat. Never I felt that he posed a threat. Rashford is still the best man. His goal scoring form is a little dipped now. He's not scored, at least in this game, where he could have. But then Southampton also kind of scraping through. Like, I think they're happy that they got beat. They got a point against Manchester United. For Manchester United, I think it's something that they have to reckon with. Like, what happens with Casemiro is not there. It can't be like a one-man dependent team always. But let me know in the comment section what do you think. Do share this video, do like, and do subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.